Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the XP podcast. My name's Rob, and here we are, episode 1. Finally, have arrived. The train was barreling down the hill. We thought we got to the first station, but unfortunately, we did not. No. Somehow, the tracks just kept going, and we're now here. Okay, we have arrived finally. But thanks for joining us. I know we said the first episode was going to be the 13th, but if you were waiting patiently, we are here. I am thankfully joined by my hosts. I think I'm going to position you guys. Austin's going to be on my left, the viewer's right. Austin Baritone. Oh, what's your Twitch? I was going to do your Twitch, but I forgot your Twitch username. Twitch.tv /
Twitch.tv/Austin Murray Baritone. It's pretty.
How you doing?
I'm good. But you can just call me Austin. Austin Murray Baritone's kind of a mouthful. Good old Austin's is the way to go. No,
good old Austin.
Anytime you refer to him during this conversation, it has to be Austin Murray Baritone.
No,
from here on out. Twitch.tv /
Yes, exactly.
Austin
Excuse
Murray
me.
Baritone.
It's Austin Murray Baritone. Thank you very much. Anyways, no, I'm doing good, dude. I'm happy to be here. Happy to just talk about video games and all that fun stuff that comes along with it. So yeah, thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
On the previous episode that we have, I'm not gonna make you do it because I know you probably know what I'm gonna talk about. But on our previous recording, I had you do the voice for the Halo intro. Now we're not gonna do it today because we're gonna save that in the bank. But you guys really missed out on what was really good stuff.
Subscribe.
Send that money over to Austin. Go follow him on Twitter, and then you can send him Venmo money, and then he'll do it.
That's right. Absolutely. I'm a professional.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, he actually is, to be quite honest. And to my right, the viewer's left, the man who finally has a PS5 in the bank.
Wait, really?
Adam
Yeah. It came in hot for today's episode. It started off a bleak morning. Amazon had a drop, which I just wasn't fast enough, and that wasn't good. I'm like, man, GameStop has some bundles coming out today, but those are going to be like $900 and have 5 things I already have already. But then Best Buy came in with the surprise drop.
Good old Best Buy.
I spammed the checkout button. And we came through. I still can't believe every
That's
now and
incredible.
then throughout the day, I've looked at my Best Buy app. I've looked at my orders just to make sure it's still there. It hasn't been canceled. I have an order number. Next Wednesday is the day, supposedly. So
that's funny.
Yeah, it's been a good
incredible. Day. I'm really proud of you. I know it was a struggle bus getting, it's a struggle bus for everyone getting the next gen consoles. Like everyone's hitting refresh on everything and trying to add it to their cart. Same with computer parts too. We're talking about like the 30, 70, 80, 90. Everyone's just trying to get it. It keeps selling out.
And what's awesome. Crazy is that I feel like today was the designated day that everyone was going to start rolling out some availability on the PS5 because I was waiting out. I was actually at home. I had the Frontier guys here because I'm upgrading my Wi-Fi baby to 1,000 over 1,000. But I got a free upgrade, so that's what's even better.
Yeah.
But
nice.
So they were here, and Adam was texting me the entire time about the PS5, and so I was like searching up. I was like, "Where's this coming up?" And then Wario64 on Twitter, if you guys are trying to look for one, Wario64, the best guy ever, was constantly just all day today. GameStop, Best Buy, Amazon, Walmart, like everyone was going out today. Like today was the day. It's crazy.
Dang.
Yeah. I completely forgot Walmart had a drop later in the day because by that point I'm like unsubscribe, unfollow all these restock accounts.
Dude, good old Walmart,
reclaim notifications on my phone for other purposes once again. And then it was an hour later I saw, Walmart had a restock. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. I'm so stoked.
Speaking about Austin and him talking about computer stuff, I bought the Wave 3. The Wave 3.
Nice.
I sold my other one, and then the day I put it up on Facebook, sold
Dude,
automatically.
I've been seeing all your stuff go up on Facebook. You're like selling my beat solos, selling my mic. Yeah. I was like, what is he selling all this stuff for?
I'm selling it so I can replace them. And so I sold the mic. I got this one. I'm already loving it because yesterday I did a stream of Hitman, twitch.tv/Ambitious and I was able to play Spotify through the Wave link, and I'm like, you can't do this on a Mac. Like that easy. But Elgato just somehow they have the magic sauce, man.
Elgato, they hit that niche market of streamers, and they are just killing it. I mean, their stuff is the best. It's so good. It works so well.
And all fronts, lighting, video capture, mic. It's a matter of time before they start making some webcams. And in my mind, I was thinking to myself, like, where is the Elgato RGB lights and stuff like that? Like, they're gonna get there soon.
It's coming.
It's coming. But along with the mic, I bought a NZXT H510 computer case. So I just have the case, but it is my first step into finally slowly buying pieces so that way I can get the console or build the PC that I want.
Your first steps. Oh my god. That's a Star Wars reference right there.
Too good.
Actually, as a matter of fact,
this will not be about Star Wars at all. This episode will have nothing to do with Star Wars.
That is your only piece of Star Wars you're gonna get all day today.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's
But without
awesome.
further ado, guys, like I said, thanks for joining us. The XP Podcast is your bi-weekly video game podcast where I, Austin, and Adam come together and just talk about all things video games, maybe touch on some news stories, but we mainly just come and bring some topics to the table to discuss for y'all's amusement. If you guys want to be kept up in regards to when these podcasts go up, follow us on Twitter @AmbitiousCasual. We are also going to be posting this podcast on YouTube and podcast services. So let us know how you're enjoying it. Does everything sound good? Do we look good to you guys? Let us know. Don't forget the thumbs up button, follow us, subscribe, and all that good stuff. But without further ado, let's get right into the show. And we are starting at the top of the show with what games have we been playing? I'm going to start off with Austin. Austin, what have you been playing, man?
All right. So here's the deal.
Give me the deal.
Here's what I've been playing like 90% of the time I've been doing anything, and I only stream this game, and it's Star Wars Battlefront 2. Oh man, so here's the thing. Star Wars Battlefront 2 has sort of had a resurgence. If anyone is sort of in the know in the gaming community, Epic Games released Star Wars Battlefront 2 for free on the Epic Game Store, and it's for a limited time only. I actually think it might go off sale tomorrow, so the 22nd. But
so by the time that this episode is released, it's already off.
Oh man, so y'all are gonna be late. It's fine. No, but it brought in so many new players. But I've been playing the game. I got the game like a year and a half or so ago, and I played a little bit and then I stopped, but I came back and like it's all I want to play. And I don't know if it's because of all the hype around Star Wars going on right now, but it's like my comfort game. You know what I mean? Like everyone has a comfort show, like, oh, Friends is my comfort show, The Office, whatever. I'm like, my comfort game is Star Wars Battlefront 2. So I've been playing that. I have it on PC, so I've been able to actually use the all the mods. There's a really, really solid modding community in Star Wars Battlefront 2. So you can get like, characters who aren't in the game. And essentially what it does is it just kind of changes like the skin of the actual hero they built into the game. So like for Rey, for example, like they made an Ahsoka Tano skin, which completely changes her into, it's all the same like moves and abilities and stuff like that, but all the cosmetics and stuff are completely different. So it looks like Ahsoka Tano. And that's just an example. And the cool thing is that it's like completely community driven. So like these artists who are just passionate about the game are making these mods, and like most of them are 100% free. So it's like being in that little community of like people who are still loving Battlefront 2 and experimenting with all the different cool skins and mods and stuff like that has just been like, has been bringing me so much joy. So that's definitely on there.
That's really cool because Star Wars Battlefront 2, obviously, and we're going to be talking about it later in the show, but has, like you said, had that resurgence. So it's really cool. And you stream that. So if you're watching this on YouTube, Austin's Twitch channel will be linked in the description down below. So make sure you go give them a follow, guys.
Come through. Come say hi. I stream with mods all the time, unless it destroys my computer. Sometimes I'm like in midstream and the game just shuts off and I'm like, cool, hope you're still there, chat. I'm gonna reset this real quick, hang tight. But yeah, no, it's good. Second game though, this one, okay, I added this last minute because I didn't really realize that I was playing it this much and this often, but Call of Duty Mobile.
I'm surprised you're still playing that, dude. Because do you remember like when it first came out? You and I jumped on together for like a couple matches. I didn't know. I didn't know that's still going.
Well, so it's not like a all the time grind sort of thing, but like it's definitely in my rotation. So like, and I think a lot of that has to do with like the geographical location of my desk and my PC gaming setup. So like if I'm gaming on my PC, like I'm sort of locked away in this second bedroom we have. So I'm like, man, I don't have a console hooked up to like my main television. It would be nice to have sort of a game I could play like in the living room or whatever. And so Call of Duty Mobile is like, it's so good. And of course, and I have an iPad, so and it works on, mobile phone too.
Watch
but you can, I know, watch out. Yeah. But you can hook up your Bluetooth controller to your device and play it. And it like, I mean, like there's a little bit of lag, and it's not perfect. It's not, like your flagship Call of Duty games, but it's still like really fun and it runs really well. And like if you want to play with friends, it's super easy. It like works with your iPhone mic and your iPhone speakers, or if like you have AirPods in, like you can easily hook up with friends and play. And it's great because everyone can download it because most everyone has a smartphone. So Call of Duty Mobile, and they have some like legit, like they recently just started doing like seasons or battle passes type thing, sort of like what they do with Warzone and all that. And I've been taking a peek at that, and I'm like, ooh, I'm kind of tempted, but I probably won't pull the trigger on those yet. But yeah, they're like legit. It's a legit game. So Call of Duty Mobile, it goes hard.
Dude, it's been a while since I played that game, and it's really, really fun. I'm very surprised that they were able to translate that game onto mobile devices. I forgot who did it. It was the people that also did the same port for Fortnite. It's that Chinese company that is literally just taking over everything. They do ports for every single game. I forgot their name. They start with a T, but they killed it. They killed it.
Yeah,
it's really Tencent, is it?
Tencent. There we go. That's what it is.
Tencent. Okay, that's what it was.
This is sidebar, but they're apparently rumored to be either buying a American or a South Korean game studio sometime. So
it's so weird. There could be an entire topic about Tencent.
Yeah.
There's something very scary about them, but it's really strange. Like it's crazy. They're crazy.
I would love to see more flagship games come to mobile, like in this sort of reduced down minimal version. Like Fortnite and Call of Duty Mobile, I feel like are at the top. Of course, Fortnite isn't on Apple anymore, but having having that like available on mobile, and like if we could have like more, if I could have like a legit Assassin's Creed game, and it doesn't have to be something amazing, but sort of that same framework on mobile, that'd be sick. But I digress. Another fun game I've been playing is Sea of Thieves.
Oh, okay,
super
cool.
fun game. Yeah, and I've been playing with my friends mostly, and we just laugh the whole time. Like it's one of those ridiculous, stupid games, but it also has, there's so much to do, hopping on a ship, and like when you initially start the game, you have to kind of learn how to get your ship going and how to keep it from just running into everything. So like there were so many moments where me and my buddy were like trying to navigate this pirate ship, and I'd be like, okay, we're getting close to the dock. Okay, wait, we gotta put the sails up. Oh god, okay, put them up. And then we just, just run straight into this dock and destroy the ship. But we'd just be laughing. So yeah, Sea of Thieves. And I think I just saw they announced, they have like a season, they're doing a seasonal thing too. I think season 1 was announced very, very recently. So, they've been around, sort of like Battlefront. They've been around for a few years, but it had sort of a rocky start. Apparently their servers are really bad, and like there just wasn't a lot to do. But there's definitely a really good community around Sea of Thieves now, and it's getting a lot better. I know like on Twitch it's always in the thousands. Like there's always a couple thousand people streaming Sea of Thieves. So like it's a fun game. It's a fun game to watch, fun game to just relax and chill out. But yeah, so Sea of Thieves, number 4, this one, man. I talked to y'all about this last time, but y'all, I swear, all right, it's the most accessible game ever. If you have any browser, you can play it. But Crunker, man, Crunker.io is just this super minimal, but like the mechanics of it are incredible, and it's just a first-person shooter game, and you know, it's very bare bones. You have your different classes. And you know, you could literally just go to the website, click in, and you start playing, and it's a first person shooter, and it's surprisingly like really fun. Like it's fast paced and it's quick, and you can also download it on your PC if you want to max out the frame rate and all that stuff. But it's fun. Crunker.io.
I'm searching it on my phone right now because I still haven't even looked it up since last time.
I'm playing it right now.
I'm actually playing during the podcast.
Did you just say this? It is like Minecraft meets Call of Duty or something?
Yeah. It's like Minecraft sort of meets like Counter-Strike, or like, you know, really kind of quick, fast-paced first-person shooter. God. And it's ridiculous, right, man. But like, I'm telling you, it's really fun. And like, it's a game where you can literally just hop right into it. You know, you just type it in your web browser and you can start playing. So yeah, definitely suggest that one. And number 5, this is a loose one. All right, I'm here and there, but I love Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order. Again, back to Star Wars, and yeah, it's sort of another comfort game of mine as well. And, you know, I know it's not like the best platformer, or it's not the best, you know, whatever, but it's still, I still love it so much. And the, you know, everything that's so involved good. It's just so fun. And the music is something that always catches me off guard when I play it. I'm like, wait a minute, this is incredible. Like this is so glorious. But yeah, so I've been playing Fallen Order 2, trying to get through each of the difficulties. So it's fun. But yeah, it's fun. It's good.
You know, something I'll say for like EA, even if you like overall, you know, people are like, well, they didn't do enough great stuff. But like you said, like right. Battlefront 2 is like in such a good spot now. To me, Fallen Order, I think I would say, and I know this is a bit specific, but it was probably my favorite AAA game of that generation. But 100%. Something EA does is like the sound design on both of those games is just so good.
It is.
I remember when I think maybe it was the first Battlefront was coming out, and like they were like going into the detail that DICE was doing to like recreate like those sounds or those images, like pulling stuff from like original like movie sets and really going after that kind of like, I don't know, high production value. It like it definitely translates well in both those games.
Absolutely. And like, of course, going back to Battlefront 2, like the graphics are so good in that game, and like especially in the cutscenes and stuff of, you know, all the motion capture stuff they did with the actors and all that stuff. Like it kind of caught me by surprise, because, you know, going into the game you hear all these negative things, but I was like, man, this is entertaining. I actually really like this story and I like this game. Yeah, so it's you know, it's gonna be good when there's a ton of Star Wars nerds behind the games who care about all those little details and stuff like that. And I think that's what it was. And of course, like I said, it wasn't, none of it was perfect, but it was still just like so nice to have a Star Wars game to play, you know, in 2018, 2019, you know, and so on. So yeah, it was fun. But yeah,
I do plan on playing
those are my games
this year.
What's up?
I do plan on playing Fallen Order this year. So they didn't. Yeah. They did announce the new like next gen upgrades of.
It's out. It's out.
Announced. Yeah, you're right. It's out right now. And so I do plan on playing Fallen Order. I've never played it before, but I do plan on playing it very soon. Adam, what have you been playing?
So mostly I've been playing 2 games right now. I've kind of been in this like waiting period where it's like I have my backlog and I'm like working through some games, but I've already accumulated like 10 games to play on PlayStation, plus like the PlayStation Plus collection is all like stuff I'm going to jump into when my PS5 gets here, because I mean, to be frank, I skipped both the PS4 and the PS3.
Oh,
so it's like a return to form. But as far as what I'm playing right now, 2 games, Cadence of Hyrule, or I guess the full title would be Crypt of the Necrodancer, Cadence of Hyrule, which is, for those who are not like familiar with it, this game was an indie darling called Crypt of the Necrodancer, which is, I'm trying to remember how they described it. It's a like rhythm-based roguelite dungeon crawler. And in the original game, you know, it's just whatever, it's their own IP that they've done, and you're going through like level by level, and it's like all these random generated kind of like dungeon areas, and you have to basically do all of your actions to the beat of the song. And so everything is happening on the beat of the song. So like enemies are moving and attacking on the beat of the song, and if you like don't do things right on the beat, like it screws up what you're doing. And it like, you know, you could like, how do I put it? You like, if you have like a damage multiplier going, it's gone, you know? So it's like, but the music is so good. I had trouble getting in the first one. I'm like, this is a great concept. I just am not good at this game. And then they came out with Cadence of Hyrule, which is set in the Zelda universe, basically mashed up with Crypt of the Necrodancer. It has a lot of the same stuff, except a lot of the items that you pick up actually carry over. The big, like, huge overworld map stays the same, and it's only like the stuff in the dungeons that change every time. And it's been a blast. Of course, because it's remixing all of the great music from the Zelda franchise too, and it's putting it to like these really cool beats and stuff like that. And it's just been great. I love it. I waited for the physical release to come out because I happen to like to collect the games physically. Just like there's always the chance that something goes away. Scott Pilgrim, for those of you who are familiar. And so, yeah, I've just been getting into it recently, and it's been really good. So,
I know we talked about it on the previous recording that we did, but it is it's crazy that small studio had the opportunity to make a game that they've already made, but with a new, fresh skin on it. But that skin being one of the biggest video games of all time, being
just having to be the Legend of Zelda skin.
It's
a pretty big one.
For, you know, our upcoming Star Wars news, it really makes you like think about, like Star Wars license. With indie developers, what kind of cool games can we get?
Absolutely.
Man, I would love to see like an indie like Star Wars platformer. Like it's like a throwback, but it's still so relevant, and that would be so cool. I didn't even think about that.
If you guys if you're familiar with Devolver Digital, you know, they're a publisher. They publish a lot of indie games.
The best.
And they have like a very unique sense of humor and take on things. They were tweeting when, you know, the Lucas film games news broke, and they're like, oh, we want to make one. And they're like, well, what would you make? And it's like, it'll be like a Tamagotchi type thing where you feed stuff to a Sarlacc. And it's like, what? I didn't know that I would ever want something like that, but it sounds like it could be really cool.
And you know they would do it.
Yeah, they
absolutely.
would.
I would be so behind that. Oh my gosh. I would love that.
That'd be the perfect mobile game.
Yeah,
absolutely.
it would be awesome. I would. That's the new Pokemon Go. Come on.
Oh, dude,
absolutely.
A Star Wars Pokemon Go. Oh my gosh, dude. Yes, I'm about it. I'm there for it.
Yeah, it would be awesome. I love indie games. This next game I'm playing, it's not an indie game. I've been playing Dark Souls 3 because I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to get a PS5. I'm just going to go and start this. I love Dark Souls 1. It's you know, probably one of my favorite games. It's such a great experience. There's a great community around it. Still that keeps going, and just like the whole world design is so good. I find that Dark Souls 3 is lacking some of the stuff that I really enjoy in Dark Souls 1. It's a lot more linear, and it's been kicking my butt. It's been kicking my butt so bad in a way that Dark Souls 1 hadn't. Or at least I don't remember Dark Souls 1 doing that. I know it's probably one of those things where it's like, okay, I hit this wall. I'm just going to stop for now. I'll come back to it later and then not have that same problem at all for whatever reason.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's just like when you die in the same spot like 20 times, and it's like, I got through this fine the first time through, and then I just died 20 times in the same spot for stupid reasons each time. You just like got to move on. But PS5's coming next week. I'll be playing a completely different game.
Throw that game away, because you got Demon Souls.
I'm not even going to jump into Demon Souls first, is the funny thing. So I've been toying around with what I should play. Ghost of Tsushima seems like the game I should play first, but I've been giving Rob a really hard time because all I want to do is just go back and play Fallen Order. I played it on the base Xbox One, so of course there's like performance issues, like I didn't have a 4K TV or anything close to that, and my base Xbox One like chugged quite a bit, and like especially the cutscenes were just so bad. I'm just ready to be in that world again. There's a lot of fun Star Wars stuff going on. It's such a good game, and the next gen patch is out.
But I'm like, Adam, you have the next gen console. You literally have already next gen games available. You're at least play one of those and then get into Fallen Order. But hey, do what you want.
I'll play Astrobot first. How about that?
Do it. It's still amazing.
Please.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
Okay, for me, what I've been playing, I'm actually really excited for. I'm already starting out 2021 strong, boys. I've completed Ratchet and Clank. I've completed Dead Space, and over the weekend, or last weekend, my wife and I completed Gris on the Switch, and so
Dude, what?
it's been so.
Wait, what's Gris? What is that?
Gris is that indie game from that Spanish developer that it's like hand drawings, and it's very colorful and it's beautiful, and it was one of those. I've always wanted to play it. I never got around to it. But on the weekend, Vanessa's my wife, for those who are listening who don't know, she was like, let's play a game. And so I was like, okay, well, let's just play a story-based game, but I'll let you play. I'll watch. And so she was playing it, and we started at 10 o'clock. We didn't go to bed until 2 o'clock in the morning because we finished that thing.
That's awesome.
And it was, we were hooked. It's beautiful. It is one of those games that it completely encompasses an emotion that you can feel on the screen. And the artwork is, this is the studio's first game, Nomada Studios.
Yeah.
Like, it's their first game. They knocked it out of the park. And I'm so excited to see whatever they do in the future. But holy moly, Gris was so good.
Is Gris is that on Steam, or is it only on the Nintendo Switch?
Oh, I think it's on almost everywhere. So it's on
okay.
we bought it on the Switch, and then the next day I realized it was on the Xbox Game Pass. So I was like, oh, well, I didn't have to buy it. But it's right there. But it's on I think almost everything. I think it's also on mobile as well.
Nice. And that's spelled GRIS.
Yes,
so
GRIS.
A lot of us Americans mispronounce it and say Grease.
Yeah,
Grease.
Yeah, it is Spanish for gray. So that game is really, really nice. I also completed Ratchet and Clank at the very, very beginning of the month, and I was blown away by the fact that I did not know this game would be that good. It is that good. Man. Everything about it was good, and it made me like 10 times more excited for whatever Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is going to be for next gen consoles. So we still don't even have a date for when that's coming, but we'll talk about that later on the topic.
This year,
sometime this year,
we'll see.
The next game I completed was
here.
On Tuesday. Well, the 2 days, the day that we're recording this, I completed Dead Space, and I was. So far, I'm amazed. I've been playing these games, and I'm like, I loved every single one of them. And Dead Space was just as good. Like I'm not that. I'm trying to phrase this. I've always been interested in horror games. I play them. I never completed them, just because there comes a point where it's like it just becomes too stressful, or I'm not really good at
Am I enjoying this?
Yeah, exactly. And so I was like, you know what?
I have to say, I watched one of your streams of Dead Space, and it was so fun, dude. I mean, like, even if it was stressful for you, I was enjoying your stress. So it's fun to watch people play horror games. It's just, that was a fun stream.
Oh, dude,
Glad I could be a part of that.
No, thank you for dropping in on that one, dude. It's horror games are some of the best like games that you can get clips for. It's for social media and stuff like that. But the game was good. The story, like, it's a lot of the time when it comes to horror games, they become so overly complicated. And this one, it has its moments. I'm not saying it's perfect, but overall, it was pretty solid all the way through in regards to its understanding of what it wants to be and what it is. The gameplay, like, this game was made in 2008, and here I am playing it in 2021. And the gameplay still kind of held up. My only problem with it is I wish that your character can do like a quick toggle of turning 180 really fast instead of having to hold, like, push on the analog and then wait for my guy to completely just start turning.
Oh, I see.
Because there's no sensitivity on your aim. But other than that, the game was great. The Xbox Series X, I know it has a boosting thing on it with the games. In that game, I was playing it, I was like, is this how the game looked back in 2008? There's no way. It looks good. Yeah, it looks really good. Like, all the textures are all clean and everything. Yeah. And so I was blown away by the way it looked on the Xbox Series X. And so Dead Space, man, go check it out if you guys have Game Pass. It is so good.
Dead Space.
And then lastly, just yesterday, I was streaming Hitman 3. And I've only done 2 levels. And I think there's like 6 worlds in total, or 6 maps in total for the game. I've done 2 of them. And so far, what I have to say is it is more Hitman, but it is even better Hitman. And I think this is them really showing off the fact that, one, they just got the license to make a 007 game. And this is like the stepping stone of them showing like, hey, we got this license, check out what we can do. And they're really pushing it in regards to, one, I never paid attention to the stories. But I can notice the fact that, one, their cinematics has just quadrupled. Like it's like I'm watching a movie with them. Like they perfected their skills in regards to cinematics, in regards to the way the world works, and in regards to the way that you as Agent 47 move around the world. Like, it is so well done. And the moment that you start the first level, I'm not going to spoil nothing, but the moment you start the first level, it felt so Mission Impossible, so James Bondy than it ever had before. That I was just like, this is awesome. I did not know I can do this at this point, but it is so cool. So I'll be continuing my playthrough of Hitman 3 over on my Twitch channel. So go check that out.
Dude, I'm there. Yeah. I'm there to see it. I haven't played a second of Hitman, so I don't have no idea how the game even works. I just know it's a bald dude with 2 pistols. That's all I got.
I'm trying to decide if I will get into Hitman 3. I played maybe 1 or 2 of the PS2 Hitman games, and I think I heard that, like, these have been a pretty good return to form of that. Absolutely. So I might. I always had a lot of fun, like, playing that game with a friend, though, and it was like doing that thing in community, which I'm sure makes it a great game to stream too. But doing that with someone else where you can laugh about, like, the stupid mess you get into.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the thing with the game is I never played any of the previous ones. When the first Hitman game came out for the from the reboot came out, I jumped on it and I really liked it. Now, my only thing is that up to that point, my mind for stealth games is Metal Gear. Like, that is the pinnacle. And around the time Hitman 1 came out, Metal Gear Solid 5 was already out, and Metal Gear Solid 5 is, if you haven't played it, it is the best gameplay in any video game that has ever been created on Earth. Like, whoa. I know that's saying a lot, but in regards to the way that they made the game and how Snake feels and maneuvers, there's not a game that has done that yet, and I'm surprised I haven't. And going from Metal Gear Solid 5 to Hitman 1, Agent 47 just feels very slow, tanky, and so over time, it's not that he's changed a bit, but I feel like they've kind of perfected a bit more of the mechanics. And I will say, they've made this game in a way where it builds upon everything else. So if I'm not mistaken, I think if you get like either the deluxe edition or the ultimate edition of Hitman 3, I forgot which one it is, but you get all the other games before it. You get Hitman 1, Hitman 2, and Hitman 3. It's all built upon each other in the same game. So everything's in the same one app. And what's cool about it is I've never done this before, but I recently learned about this, that they throw in every once in a while, like a contract that you have to do within that week that has to go and take out this one guy, and you only have one chance to take him out. and you do it. I know one of them was Sean Bean one time, but I never knew that was the thing that they did until recently, and so I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna stay on board to see whatever they come up with next for this one. So Hitman 3, go check it out, guys. Yeah, it's really, really good. But without further ado, that is what we've been playing, guys. We're going into our next segment, Newsbits, and we're gonna be covering 2 stories. First off, some huge Star Wars news has happened, and I want to go into it now. I want to just come up front. I'm not the biggest. Here, let me rephrase that. I love Star Wars, but then I fell off with Star Wars, and then now I'm slowly coming back onto it. But this conversation is going to be all Austin and Adam. All Austin and Adam. But let's get into the story. So huge Star Wars news has happened. Now, Star Wars Games has been rebranded and is now under the Lucasfilm Games umbrella. So with that, along with that news that same day, it was almost like things were just popping off that day.
Yeah.
We got that first bit of news. And then it was announced that Ubisoft is making a Star Wars game, which is crazy in multiple ways. One, Ubisoft making a Star Wars game by the team that made whatchamacallit, The Division, that Massive Entertainment. I love Massive Entertainment. The Division is an awesome game. So them making a Star Wars game is even better. But what's even crazier about this is the fact that Ubisoft is now owned by EA. And EA has a 10-year deal of exclusivity to Star Wars. So that deal started in 2013. The deal will be ending in 2023. So we're already getting announcements of games being made by other developers that are outside of the EA exclusivity deal. Which leads me to believe in regards to a couple things. So this all leads into one big topic that we're going to talk about for the news. What does this mean for Star Wars games? The fact that we're already getting some trickles of them leaving EA. And is it for the good? And will Respawn Entertainment get to make Jedi Fallen Order 2 before the exclusivity deal is done? Because as of right now, and I know you guys, I'm going to let you guys speak but real quick. As of right now, EA within the exclusivity has only made, and I could be wrong. I think actually someone went and corrected me. Thank you for that. So EA has made only Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2. That is one developer that made both of those games. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, that's by Respawn. Star Wars Squadrons, I don't remember who's the developer for that. And then Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Mobile, and that was all within the span of 8 years, because we have 2 more years of their exclusivity. So I'm just letting that be. I'm just gonna leave that there. They canceled one game, which was Project Ragtag. That was the Amy Hennig game. I'm so mad that they did that, but that's neither here nor there. So, anyways, I'm leaving it to Adam and Austin. You guys can take the floor. What does all this news mean to you guys as guys who love Star Wars?
Adam, take us away.
I mean, I think it only means good things. I think this kind of puts us in a better spot where if someone has a studio has an idea of a game that they want to make and they're like, this would fit really good in a Star Wars universe, they can pitch it and maybe it happens. Because I feel like that was, I'm trying to remember, also maybe, I feel like that was the story with Respawn initially. They were, they knew what kind of game they wanted to make and they're like, oh, it'd be so cool if this was Star Wars, and pitched it. And then, or there was a bit of a conversation there. So having like people who have games that they want to make and having it make sense to line up in the Star Wars world and not being locked out because of exclusivity, it's great. It's a great thing for everyone, whether that's Devolver wants to publish a Tamagotchi Sarlacc simulator, or whether that's or something else. But I will say, to answer one of your questions, I definitely think Respawn will still going to make Jedi Fallen Order, whether that is before or after 2023. I think they know what they had with that game. Like, that game is canon. Disney, I think, would, and I guess Lucasfilm Games would let that game happen either way. I don't know. I guess they're just really excited to get started on all this stuff. I anticipate that none of these other games will come out before the exclusivity deal is over. I guess it just, it comes down to, will EA keep making games with them afterwards? I think at least Fallen Order, if anything else, it depends if they have a good game that they can make for it. You know, there was another loss not mentioned, but Star Wars 1313, I believe is what it was. Was
RIP.
You know, already in development.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. It was already in development. I was having difficulty if I should include that because it was like in the middle of exclusivity and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, it was kind of in the limbo between it both. So
so that game, for anyone who doesn't know, there was a lot of hype around that game. I believe you were actually playing as Jango Fett, or you know, is all based around being a bounty hunter. That game was super hyped, and then that you know, the Disney buyout happened, the EA exclusivity deal got signed, and basically it got shut down.
And we had a video of it too. We had a video of it. We had video of the concept of what the game was gonna be. Yeah, and everyone was crazy about it.
I think it was Boba Fett. I believe it was Boba Fett. It was around that story after you know, Jango had died, and his character literally, I think he donned the Jango Fett helmet, you know, with the blue and the silver, and he kind of had like the ragtag look, and it was going to be this really cool sort of in-depth look at like the streets of Coruscant and the lower levels and stuff like that of the whole planet. And oh man, 1313 was going to be incredible. It was really cool. It was going to be good, but they killed it. Yeah. RIP.
Austin, what does all this news tell you? How do you feel about this news?
Well, I'll tell you how I feel about the news. I feel pretty great about it. Pretty awesome. I'm very, very excited about it. You know, growing up, I loved all the Star Wars games, and there was definitely a lull. I mean, there's been a lull for us fans in the whole video game medium, and you know, ever since I think 2015, where you know Force Awakens comes out, I was like, is that the right one? Episode 7. I've been like, okay, Star Wars is still here. We need to have video games. And so I think we are about to enter the golden era of Star Wars games. And I think it's going to be something really special. Given the times, you know, I don't know how long, you know, we have the vaccine, blah, 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 going to COVID and everything. But, you know, we have this medium that we can explore. And they've already done it through TV shows and stuff with The Mandalorian. But we have video games, and Star Wars has video games now, and they can really take time to really develop, you know, different corners of the galaxy, just kind of looking at it as a whole. You know, you're able to, at your own liberty, you know, walk through the dirty streets of Tatooine and, you know, at Mos Eisley, going into the cantina, you know, punching a random dude if you want, you know, gentle pushes like Assassin's Creed. That's like kind of what I'm, you know, just exploring these worlds through the lens of so many Star Wars enthusiasts. And that's the thing. It's just like so many of these creators I know love Star Wars, and Star Wars has a special place in everyone's heart, or most people's hearts. Rob, no, I'm just kidding. not trying to throw shade. But I really am excited. Just like big picture, seeing to continue the story and these original characters like Cal Kestis and Jedi Fallen Order, and seeing where that goes with him and his relationships and all of that stuff, and just being able to get to know new characters in Star Wars, you know, that are apart from the Skywalker world. I think it's gonna be really, really exciting. I'm really excited to see what people are gonna do with it. So now, it's all positives for me, man.
So as someone who's actually playing Battlefront 2 right now, you're streaming it, you're enjoying it. Do you think before the exclusivity deal ends by 2023, or maybe a little bit after, do you think we might see a Battlefront 3 come along?
That's a really good question. And there's the idea of a Battlefront 3 coming. There's a fun theory that I don't think is going to happen, where since people are saying since they released Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the Epic Games Store and they've seen the resurgence, that maybe they can sort of redo Battlefront 2 to be sort of this free-to-play, type thing where like, they have updates for it and you can do a battle pass for Star Wars Battlefront 2. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it's a really cool idea to think about a Star Wars game like Battlefront, massive multiplayer game where you can kind of have the whole battle pass system and everything. I don't think that's going to happen with Battlefront 2, personally. I think Battlefront 2 is done, rest in peace. But I think there's a good chance that they could bring a Battlefront 3. It'd be interesting if they could sort of maybe bring a Battlefront, not necessarily having the numerical value of 3, but sort of like a just Star Wars Battlefront, I don't know, Unlimited or Star Wars Battlefront something. Ultimate stuff. Yeah, exactly. If they could have like that, just a new game, the new engine, and it sort of lays the groundwork for sort of this gradual, maybe some sort of battle pass system or a game that's just constantly kept alive with updates and all that good stuff. I think that'd be really fun. Yeah. I think there is a place for that. And I do think another Battlefront game will come out. I do believe so.
I wonder in regards to them if they make a Battlefront 3, because I think they have to. My biggest gripe with this is with all of EA and the way that they handle Star Wars is that they totally botched it. Like
they do.
You literally had the keys to the kingdom, and
I know
you've the only games that are of any like notoriety, or the only game to me is Jedi Fallen Order. Like out of this exclusivity deal, it is all because of Respawn Entertainment that we actually got a good Star Wars game.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I know Battlefront coming back was great. I liked playing Battlefront 1, and then when Battlefront 2 happened, we don't have to get into that, but we knew what happened.
It was rough.
Now, I know some people enjoyed the story mode that was within the game. I played it. I enjoyed it. And that is canon as well. Now, if they go about to actually making a Battlefront 3, would they also make another story with that as well? I don't know. I think to me, what's crazier is the fact that at the date that we're at right now, this is EA.
Yeah.
EA, the entire publishing umbrella had the exclusivity, and they've only made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. 5 games.
I know,
and
it's painful.
And just to put this in perspective, Naughty Dog, within this amount of time, has made Uncharted 4, Uncharted Lost Legacy, which is DLC, and so I'll make that note that it is not an actual full game, but it is a big piece of DLC that they've bigger than they've ever done before. And then The Last of Us 2. So one studio has made 3 games. A whole publishing umbrella has only made 5 games. By this time we should be seeing Jedi Fallen Order 2 now. You know?
I know.
And
I feel you.
And what's sad is that Respawn Entertainment at the time, when Titanfall 2 came out, it did not get the love that it deserved. It was great. It was awesome. Didn't get the love that they deserved. They went into Apex wanting to be a part of the Battle Royale ecosystem, and then they killed it with Jedi Fallen Order. Like, they've been killing it. Everything they've been making, they've been killing it. So I don't know if Jedi Fallen Order was quite like because it's not like any of the games that they made before. They make shooters, first-person shooters. Yeah. And they went and made Jedi Fallen Order. So I don't know if this was kind of like EA being like, guys, we were in a tight situation. Y'all are doing some good stuff. We need you. Just figure it out. Just figure it out. Make it.
Make a good game, please.
And that's what makes me excited is the fact that Ubisoft is making a Star Wars game. This is what makes me excited. They're making a Star Wars game. It is by Massive Entertainment. But the thing is, they're using an engine. I thought I wrote it down, but I guess I did not. They're using an engine that is not used for any of Ubisoft's shooting games. So, or any of Ubisoft's open world games. Let me correct that.
Yeah.
So this engine that they're using is what they use for the Division 2, all those kinds of games. So it's kind of making me start to believe, what kind of game are they going to be making? Is it really going to be what we think it is? Is it going to be more boots on the ground shooting kind of thing? But what's even cooler is, and I love what Austin said in regards to having a game where you could be in the crowd and, the gentle push, like you're literally just making a story right there. What if the developers who have been making Assassin's Creed, instead of them making the next one, because I'm pretty sure there's 2 studios going back to back alternating, get one of them and make a Star Wars game. All the developers who made Assassin's Creed. Can you imagine that? And that's a Jedi game. Like that. So this opens up really to the possibility of like, what can people be making? There's already been rumors that people are like, is Sony Santa Monica making a Star Wars game? Like because of Cory Barlog and his his profile pictures being all about space and things like that, and just the ideas of just other companies making and other developers making a Star Wars game is just so cool. So
it's exciting.
Well, it's confirmed that Santa Monica is working on a second game that is not God of War. I don't know all the details. I know some like concept art or something like that, or some kind of styling release.
I don't think they are. I don't think they are, but that has been, it's just fun to have those thoughts. What if Naughty Dog made a Star Wars game? I don't think they will, but it's just those crazy ideas that we can finally have now. So
yeah. I have heard, I will say this, going back to the continuation of Battlefront, I forgot about these rumors that I think are confirmed, but apparently the actors in Star Wars Battlefront 2, the Iden Versio and her father, all those actors for the storyline, apparently they're recording something. We don't know exactly what they're recording for, but one can only assume that like this has to be a continuation of the Battlefront story. So
interesting.
Something's in the works. They're recording stuff, so something's gonna happen. But
I am
it's
searching
incredible.
up
I'm excited
right now just to see what she has been posting.
Yes.
While you're looking up that, I have like a tiny idea, I guess. I almost could see Massive Entertainment. That is the Division studio we said, right? Massive Entertainment. I could. I don't know about the open world part, but I can almost see them doing a Bad Batch game. So if you're familiar with like the Clone Wars series, and like they have they're getting their own series, where it's like a ragtag group of like clone troopers, like to me, like that kind of thing in a Division 2 style gameplay would also make a lot of sense, just being like a tactical team shooter type deal.
Absolutely.
But the open world part just really throws me off, and think that maybe that wouldn't work for
you know what makes me think of that is Mass Effect, developing your team, upgrading your team, and having that set group of people with the open expanded world. Imagine Mass Effect with a Star Wars, Bad Batch skin on it, like an upgrading that crew as you go out and, explore and go through a story and everything. That would be cool.
And you're saying that, but why did they not do that? They had the developers, and they obviously did not do a good job with Andromeda. They did not do a good job with Anthem, and so like you couldn't put them on Star Wars. No. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I'm trying to look up anything in regards to Star Wars Battlefront 3, and there's not much coming up right now. Now there's a lot of speculation that it is going to be announced soon. So, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Metroid Prime Trilogy Remaster has been coming out soon for years.
Coming soon.
Do you guys have any final words in regards to this Star Wars news that you want to conclude on?
Hey, we do know Lego Star Wars is coming, and I'm stoked for that. Definitely going to play Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. But I'm very stoked about it. Very excited about the future of Star Wars gaming, Lucasfilm gaming.
Yeah. I guess I would say that like I would love an Ahsoka game. I heard I don't know if it's kind of funny or some other podcast mentioned that as an idea. I'm like, man, that is a great idea. Because for those of you who have not watched the Clone Wars animated series, like I would watch it. I would maybe find like an abridged list of episodes to watch. But
absolutely.
like right out the gate, she comes out as a brand new character, and it's just like I'm like, oh yeah, she's great. She's a great character. She's really her own game.
Yeah, and she was created by George Lucas and Dave Filoni, and one of the most lovable characters in Star Wars who, for the longest time only existed in the animated series. She, and that's why The Mandalorian, season 2, it was such a huge deal when Rosario Dawson brought Ahsoka Tano to the screen. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yes, please watch Star Wars Clone Wars. But the abridged, there's a couple fillers, man. Yeah, a little cringe. There's some cringe episodes, but it's such a great series.
Yeah, speaking of that, sorry to drag this on, but like, there's Barrett Courtney of Kind of Funny had posted like his personal watch order list, and so I was going off of that, and it starts off with the movie, which introduces Ahsoka, and then the first episode they actually have you go to season 3, episode 1, which is the the Bad Batch episode. And so I'm not super far into it, but it's like just even starting out with those things, it's like there's a lot of great world, like character creation, world building in that series that is that most people are missing out on.
Sweet. Our last bit of news that we're going to cover real quick is, so recently during a direct, Nintendo went into depth a bit more of what Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury is going to be. All cool stuff. That's fun. I can't wait for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Along with that news, they announced a new themed Switch, and it was a Mario themed Switch, a red Switch. Looks dope as heck. But because of this announcement, it made me start questioning some things. And so I want to share my thoughts with you guys. With them announcing a new themed Nintendo Switch, January 2021, what does this mean for a Nintendo Switch Pro? The only reason why I'm bringing this up is this. If I'm not mistaken, the console comes out, the game comes out in March. I could be wrong. March or April.
Which one?
Bowser's Fury.
That's February 12th.
February, thank you. So the game comes out alongside with the Switch. And so it's not a bundle, but they both release at the same time. So in February, this is being released. It just led me to believe there's no way that Nintendo would announce a new theme for a Switch and then possibly in March, because if I'm not mistaken, that's when their fiscal year ends. They will then announce a Switch Pro right afterwards. Like, you're incentivizing people to go buy a Switch, which are already kind of hard to find because they control that to make sure that there's always that want for the console.
Yeah.
You're going to incentivize people to go buy a new themed console, but then the month later be like, hey, here's a better console.
By the way,
I don't know if they would do that. Do you guys agree with me? What are y'all's thoughts? Adam?
I wouldn't rule anything out. Back when they released their Switch version 2 model, which has like significantly improved battery life, I think that announcement was like in the summer or something. That like following holiday season, Black Friday, they were selling the version 1 Switch bundled with Mario Kart, and that's what they were pushing for their Black Friday sales. So sometimes they do these really weird things that don't either just aren't consumer friendly, or that maybe it doesn't, it's whatever. And then later on you're like, it's okay. But like, even if you look at the stuff with the Mario 3D All-Stars, right? It's like, well, you can only buy it until March 31st. And it's like, right now we have no idea why. It's just like they've created a lot of like, in a way, they created a lot of artificial demand for that physical copy or even for the digital copy. And that really boosted sales. And so it's like, they do some really weird stuff that isn't always, like, you wouldn't say it's the most consumer friendly thing. Sometimes they have good reasons for it, sometimes they don't. So
they don't, like, none of the games ever go on sale. They're never on sale. So
I know.
actually $60. You could have bought Breath of the Wild for $40 pretty recently. So
whoa, there you go.
Which is funny because I want to say that Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I think you could pick up for like $35 during the holiday season. And that's a $70
well, there you go.
or $60. I don't remember if it's $70 for PS5, but that's like a full price game that just came out.
That just came out. Yeah.
35. Wow.
Austin, what do you think?
Well, I'm not super up to date on Nintendo news, sadly. But I think in regards to, a new flagship console for Nintendo, I think where it's due time. And just looking at the Nintendo Switch itself, there's just a couple things where I'm like, this doesn't really look like a next generation thing. Like when it came out, it was groundbreaking. This modular console where you can take it to go and to go like a restaurant, and you can play on the go and you can put it on your TV and it exports a 1080p image on your screen. Incredible. But you look at it now and it's like, man, these bezels on the screen are thick. It's like you really, I think it's due for an update. And maybe a slightly slimmer version as well. Maybe even a 4K version. I mean, that's the technology behind that is insane. But I definitely can agree that, I don't know whether they're going to announce it or not after the themed console, but they're due, man. I want something else. I want more. I want more, and I know I shouldn't.
I will say I agree. I think they should do a Pro or do like a souped up dock that has its own graphics card that the Switch can utilize when you dock it. I think if they do nothing and they just like chill out for another 3 years, I think they're still going to kill it. It's like the Switch is still like the place to play a lot of indies and a lot of like less graphically intense games, or games that just require a lot of time and are a lot of kind of like mindless stuff. It's perfect for, even earlier, Austin, I know you had like a situation, it's like where you're playing Call of Duty mobile on your phone, because it's like, playing your TV in the office is, or, where your computer is, it's like, you want to be with other people. And it's like, to me, like that's what the Switch is. Like I've played around with a couple of mobile things, but like, I would be perfectly happy if they didn't do anything for another 3 years. Like I have, I intentionally choose lots of games to play on the Switch versus other consoles, because like it's like, I just want to be able to sit on the couch with, my wife is there, whether she's watching whatever or reading a book, we're kind of have The Office in the background because that's our comfort show. Then it's like, I'm playing Cadence of Hyrule, or I'm playing I'm trying to think some of the other stuff I've done lately that have kind of been good for that, but there's just lots of stuff, so I don't think they have to do anything, because their first party titles, like they know how to design their first party games for the Switch, except for Link's Awakening, which has the frame rate issues. But I think they continue to put out great first party games, be the best place to play a lot of these indies, and they'd be fine. They're how many months in a row now for best selling console? They're like over 2 years.
And that's the thing, it's like in saying all that stuff like, I want a Pro, you know what I mean? Nintendo has never, their thing has never been graphics. It's never been quality of the picture. It's always been about the games and how they can bring people together. And I mean, that's why the Nintendo Switch is just such a successful console. It brings people together. It's so accessible and, modular, and it's an amazing, nothing competes with it. So
and that's the thing is that goes so far. Like they have dominated in regards to, a lot of people like to say Nintendo's a toy company. Like they make toys, the Nintendo Switch is only around because of the fact that the handheld market, they had to start deviating, but somehow combining it. So Wii U did bad. I know 3DS was kind of lacking a bit before the end of its death, I guess is the and lack of a better term. So they had to combine both of them together, which the Nintendo Switch is a very smart piece of technology. But we are also in a place now where I can mirror my phone or my iPad to my TV because Apple has that integration within it, And with us recently seeing the release of the Nintendo Switch Lite, which is fully handheld. You cannot dock that. With that, with that, to me, is what's weird, because that one, the title is already ironic. Like it contradicts itself. It's not a Switch. You can't switch between anything with the Lite. It just it is just what it is, And so with that, I feel like if you want to go the next route, you got to make the next console just a console, and better your UI. You gotta restructure your UI and your OS so that they can both read each other. Because what was it in November was when we can barely start transferring our islands in Animal Crossing, because they just have not, they're so far behind in regards to their software and the way that things work. And the Nintendo Switch app on your phone, like it doesn't work that well. So I just feel like they have what's up? Go for it.
I would like to make a distinction between software and infrastructure. Okay, their infrastructure is terrible, and that is why we don't have these things. Their software, which is of course their games, is wonderful.
Yeah. Okay. Let me correct myself. When I mean software, I mean their operating system, their OS.
Yes.
Their OS and your infrastructure, like you said, is not that well done. Thank you for clarifying on that. I
love it.
Thank you. Their games are top notch. There's no one that makes
Absolutely.
games like them. But
No.
when you get to a point where you're pinning yourself that you cannot have certain third-party developers put their games on your system because they're just like, we're already on PS5 and Series X, and let alone the capabilities of the PC. Like the consoles are chasing PCs. Like I'm just gonna be honest. Like that's what they're doing.
No, yeah.
In regards to graphics and the way things run, they're chasing PCs.
Yeah.
Nintendo is all the way over here. And I know that there's been some rumors that have been circulating that even some indie developers are like, you guys need to put a little bit more power into this because even we're working in a way that needs a bit more juice. So that and we're seeing that already with Hitman 3 is on the Switch, but it's played through the cloud. If I'm not mistaken, Control is on the Switch, but it's played through the cloud. I don't know how well the cloud is working in regards to the Switch, but I do feel like, yes, like Austin said, we need 4K. Like it's just one of those things. Like we're already in 2021. You can't. 4K has been around since forever. We need 4K.
Yeah.
We need some sort of form of HDR or something like that. And these are just all my opinions. And anyone who's listening, please hit us up. Let us know what you feel about what I'm saying. But I just feel like their next iteration, either call it Nintendo Switch Pro, and that way you just have to stick with the name now because you're stuck with it. You can't switch much anymore after that. But make it a designated console. And restructure their infrastructure so that way it can speak with their portable device much better and link up with each other in regards to save, so that way you can go on the go and upload your save to the cloud so it can beam to your console and you're just in it. So I'm seeing you're shaking your head a couple times. I really want to know what you have to say.
I don't want them to leave the hybrid the hybrid model now.
Really?
Dude, I just love it so much. Like,
it is nice.
I mean, there are plenty of times where I'd be like, man, I could just have a light and I would probably be perfectly happy, and I wouldn't have to have a modded controller to have an awesome D-pad on it. Which, I mean, that opens a whole other conversation about the Joy-Con situation, which is terrible. But I mean, I love the space that they're playing, and I don't want them to chase after like the high fidelity graphical stuff that other companies are doing. I think that the spot that they occupy is perfect. Yes, I think they should figure out how to get more power into the Switch. But I don't think they should go to a console only again, or at least not anytime soon. And I don't think they should try to compete with those guys.
I think in regards to the next iteration, we need slimmer bezels. A bigger screen will be even nicer. But they are pinned with these Switch controllers. Like, either the Switch Pro is bigger and has a new set of Switch controllers, which, not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure there's some people in Nintendo that are sitting around the table, they're like, cha-ching, that's a good idea. But consumer-wise, you have some people like Pear from IGN who has every single Nintendo Switch controller ever. And if you get to the point where you have the next iteration and those controllers do not translate, that's upsetting in a lot of ways.
To be fair, I don't think he has the limited Nintendo Labo Joy-Con, actually.
Okay.
But yeah, no. Yeah, they are limited in that aspect where it needs to be compatible. Like, you need to be able to slide your current Joy-Con onto a new system if they do like just the Switch Pro, and it's still like that hybrid. But I think they could do that and still make improvements to the Joy-Con just in terms of like parts, like just get a better thumbstick. I think there's that option. Of course, you have like some third-party options, like Hori makes their I don't remember what it's called, but they have the the split pad thing, which is like this big beefy controller for people that need it. You got lots of people out there like Satisfy and Skull and Co making these accessories that work pretty well. Also, like, I recently got the what's called the Fixture S1, which basically is a mount that like connects my Switch to my Pro controller, and so that's
that's good.
That's kind of like one of my solutions now.
So
I don't know. They need to do stuff to make the Joy-Con better, but and you're right, like they need to make their next model compatible with those if they still want to do the hybrid model. But there's lots of stuff they can do.
And before we leave this topic, I just want to know.
Yeah.
Yes or no? Adam, do you think they're going to announce a Nintendo Switch Pro either by July this year? Or do you think we're not going to get an announcement at all?
I'm going to say no. I want it to be true, but my expectation, especially during COVID and for all game companies, but my expectation, especially with Nintendo, is like expect nothing, and then when they deliver their next great hit, I'm just going to be floored.
That's a good way to look at it, for sure.
The only exception to that being Breath of the Wild 2.
Exactly.
But
no, bring that right now.
Austin, do you think we're going to get an announcement for the Switch Pro this year?
I'm going to have to agree with Adam. It would be nice, but I think with everything going on, no, I think that's delayed. I don't think we'll be getting anything till. I'm going to throw a random date out. I'm going to say holiday 2022.
Honestly, I have to agree with you. I think we're not going to see the Switch Pro until either holiday 2022 or mid 2022, just because of the fact that we just got the recent releases of the next gen consoles. Yeah, I don't know if they come out and the Switch Pro is not anywhere close to what these can kind of deliver. And they've always been behind, no matter what. But anything closer, there's going to be disappointment all around. So I think they need to deliver. They need to give themselves a little bit of that gap, just because of one, it's hard to already find these consoles. So give people the time to get over next gen and then get to the next Nintendo console, which will be next year. But I know that COVID has totally hit Nintendo a lot in regards to a lot of their games. So I think that means Breath of the Wild 2 is either going to be delayed till next year, or we get it holiday 2021 and then maybe an update later, but that does not seem like a Nintendo thing to do. Usually they release, if it comes out on like the what's the game I literally talked about in the last podcast, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. It came out for both GameCube and the Wii roughly around the same time. So I don't know, we'll see. Guys, let us know in the comments down below, or hit us up on Twitter at @AmbitiousCasual. Let us know how you feel about everything Nintendo and the Star Wars news, or email us at xppodcast. XP Podcast at ambitiouscasual.com. Yeah, that's right. All right. I know we're at hour 10, and we actually have not even hit our topic of the show. So I kind of want to just go through it real quick. I don't want to belabor it too long, and we'll kind of popcorn around with each other, so that way not one person's talking too long. Okay. But I'm going to start off with Austin. Austin, give me the first game that you were looking forward to in the year of 2021. Topic of the show.
Well, I already mentioned it. Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. Growing up, Lego Star Wars has always had a special place in my heart. Just a really fun game. You know, very wholesome, hilarious, witty type game. I'm excited to sort of re-explore that world and just sort of see the humor in Lego and what they do with, you know, these stories and stuff. So I'm definitely going to be downloading that and probably streaming it as well, because I think it would be a hilarious game to stream. So definitely that one. We talked about the Fallen Order sequel. I don't know if it's going to come out this year with that, let alone announced. So maybe you shouldn't have that one on the list, but maybe some sort of hint at it would be so great. But going into a whole other world. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Rob. You're going to say something.
Oh, no. I just want to touch on a couple things. One, the Skywalker Saga, I am very excited for. It is a revamp of everything that they did regarding the previous iterations of the Star Wars Legos games. And based on what I've heard from what other people saying, they've changed like the camera angle. They changed the way that the cinematics work. Like, it is more cinematic and more of like a taking itself seriously kind of thing. Like, I'm sure it's going to have the Lego humor, but everyone is saying that this game is taking itself a lot more seriously compared to what it did before. And I'm very excited because I love the Lego Star Wars games. So
I love Lego, man. They kill it. I'm excited to see like what characters they're going to bring in that weren't in any other previous. Like, I'd love to see, I don't know if it's too late for the developers or whatever, but I'd love to see like Grogu and Din Djarin and like characters from the Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
And Lego in the Skywalker. I mean, it is called the Skywalker Saga, so we may not, but again, we might because.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, spoilers for people who haven't watched it, but there is a Skywalker in the Mandalorian.
That's true. Dude, oh man,
it ties in.
That's a whole other topic, but I could go on that last episode for forever.
Okay, so Adam, what are 2 games that you are looking forward to in the year 2021?
The first one I'm most looking forward to is a game called Card Shark. I guess you would technically say it's an indie game. It's being published by Devolver Digital, who publishes a bunch of my favorite indie games. But basically, it's like a game where you're, I want to say it's like France, 18th century, and the whole point of the game is that you're trying to cheat at cards, and it like it's all based off of like real life card cheating, like strategies and tactics and like sleight of hand stuff. And I think it just looks really fun.
That's cool.
I kind of go after a lot of those like off the wall games that are very different and really go out of their way of like, let's make a game that's different than other games. And to me that screams it. The other one that I'm going to actually say is actually probably Kena, Bridge of Spirits. So this is a game being developed by Ember Labs, which is I think actually slated to come out in March. It's just a very I get a lot of Attack and the Power of Juju vibes from it. If you ever like played that game, original like
I remember that game,
or like PS2, GameCube. But it just looks like a really fun game, and it's a 3D like action game, and also has a lot of vibes, I would say, of Ori and the Will of the Wisp, or Ori and the Blind Forest, where you're like very in tune with nature, and it just looks like a really good time to me. So looking forward to that.
Yeah. So 2 games that I'm extremely excited for in regards to the year 2021. First one being, I'm really excited for Returnal. This is a PS5 exclusive game from Housemarque. They're known for very twin stick shooter kind of games, very retro and arcadey. And this is kind of like their first step away from everything that they've ever done before. And so I'm really excited to see what they do. Now, I'm a little upset because when they first showed off the trailer, or the second time they showed off the trailer, it literally opened up the exact same way that Hideo Kojima's PT opened up. And I hate the fact that they did that, because I'm like, y'all know what you're doing. And everyone thought PT was coming back in some way. But
don't toy with my emotions.
Yeah, for real. I literally got up and was screaming. I was like, no, PT. But I'm still excited for it. So that comes out May 19th or March 19th. So I'm really excited for that game.
Nice.
The other one is Crimson Desert. Now, I do not know much about these developers. Now, I know that they're known for another game. I don't know. I thought I wrote it down, but I guess I didn't. It's also something Desert. But it is like a MMO kind of game. Now, they showed this game off at the PS5 showcase. There was something about this game that totally stood out to me. One, it looked way too good to be a next gen game. Like it looked amazing. Everything about it, the atmosphere for it. It's very sword based fighting and that kind of stuff. So it totally grabbed my like attention right off the bat. I was like, dude, this game looks really good. Like, it is like the way that it just looked. And I know I'm just basing it off of just the video. Now, I will say the video had horrible frame rate. So hopefully they're working on that by the time the game comes out. But they were showing gameplay throughout the entire video. It was up there with some of the big AAA games we see. Yeah. So I'm very excited for what they have in store for Crimson Desert when it comes out. Cool. It is still to be determined when it releases. We don't have a release date for it yet. Austin, what are your last 2 games that you are looking forward to in the year 2021?
Halo Infinite. I think it's I'm really excited for it. I'm excited to have a full Halo experience on my PC. I know the Master Chief Collection's available on PC now, which is great, and it's so much fun. But I'm really excited to see what this game is gonna deliver, and I'm excited to put myself back into the Halo universe that we all know and love. I think it's gonna be good. I mean, I think I'm mostly. I mean, the story has just sort of been in and out for me. You know, it was really good in the first 3 games, and then the story just kind of kept going in these weird directions, and I wasn't a massive fan to where it ended up. So I will be interested to see where the story goes, but like multiplayer and Halo, I mean, I love Halo multiplayer. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited to immerse myself in Halo multiplayer specifically. I'm interested to see how they're going to do that.
In regards to Halo Infinite, I am also very excited for that. It is sad that they delayed it, but delay can only mean a good thing because they're perfecting it a bit more.
That's true.
The thing with Halo Infinite is they have to knock it out of the park. I know, Austin, you're speaking in regards to like on a PC side, but in regards to console side, like I literally got the Xbox Series X within mind of Halo Infinite, and the Xbox just acquired so many studios, but when you think Xbox, there's only a couple things you can think of, but the main one is Master Chief. So this needs to be a return to form. They need to knock it out of the park, because if they do not knock this out, Halo's done. I don't think they can necessarily go back to it for like a decade. Like they just need to stop. So I know that the developers have pressure. I'm pretty sure they're really stressed out. But I'm actually not worried about the state of the game, because I think they understand the pressure that they have. And I really want to believe that Phil Spencer and the team over there, 343, are going to deliver on something really, really good. So I'm very excited for Halo Infinite for sure.
Me too.
All right. And your second game, Austin?
Oh, second game. Totally forgot. Oh, yes. I think this game was delayed. I can't remember. There's been so many delays.
It was.
But Overwatch 2. So Overwatch is another one of my kind of go-to games, and something I go back to. You know, I usually binge it for a couple months, and then I'm sick of this game, and I stop playing for a couple months, and then I come back to it. But Overwatch 2, it's going to be, from what I understand, and people can correct me in the comments of this video, there will be like a storyline added to the game. And if anyone knows Overwatch, it's mostly multiplayer. In fact, it's really only multiplayer. There's going to be some story added to Overwatch 2, as well as a ton of bumps and stuff to the multiplayer. But other than that, other than like adding more characters and a storyline, I don't really know what else they're gonna bring. But I'm really excited because I love Overwatch. I've grown to love, even through multiplayer, I've grown to love all the characters and their quirks and all that stuff. So it's truly an ensemble game, and I think that's why I like it so much. It's all about teamwork and knowing your role in the team, and sort of diving into that role, whether you're a support or full on attack or defense or whatever, a tank. So Overwatch 2, I'm excited for it, and I hope we can see it this year.
Yeah. Adam, what are your last 2 games that you're excited for in the year 2021? I know I told us that I'm trying to wrap up the show because I know we're going pretty long, and I know both Adam and I had a good number, and then Austin also had some. So Austin has already had to leave some off his list, but
that's fine.
It's like we're picking our children here that we want to keep alive.
I know. You can't pick
I will
a favorite.
use the rest of my time to just say I am very excited for whatever Zelda game comes out this year.
Interesting.
Whether that's Breath of the Wild 2, whether it's we get remasters of Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons in the Link's Awakening engine, whether it's we get the ports of Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD, whether we get Skyward Sword remastered HD, whatever. Like, as long as we get one of those things this year for the 35th anniversary, I'll be excited.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think that's a great answer.
Lastly, for me, I'm looking out for Horizon 2 Forbidden West. It's gonna happen this year. There's no doubt about it. God
None
of
at
War,
all.
I had it on my list. That's not happening this year. It's impossible. It's impossible. There's no way they can do that. Because they'll be mad if they did that.
Yeah.
But Forbidden West has to be coming out this year. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn, unbelievable game. It is one of those games that I open world never felt so good until you played Horizon Zero Dawn, in my opinion. So Forbidden West, I'm very, very excited for that game.
Awesome.
And then lastly for me, I'm looking forward to, and I know this has been delayed to, it has been delayed from its original release, which was February 2021. So I'm hoping it comes out in the fall. I think it will. But that's Far Cry 6. And the only reason why, I love Far Cry 5, and I played a little bit of the ones before, but not too much. I really want to play Far Cry 6 because we got our boy Giancarlo Esposito in this game. And anything that guy is
my
in,
boy,
you know it's going to be a banger. So I can't wait for Far Cry 6.
What a guy. What a guy.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for watching and thanks for listening to the XP podcast. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, hit the thumbs up button on the YouTube videos. And if you're listening or watching, share this on your social media feeds so that way your friends can jump on and come watch what the boys have to say. Now, if you guys want to leave us your comments, concerns, questions, or corrections, leave them down in the comments down below on the YouTube video or hit us up on Twitter at AmbitiousCasual, or you can email us at xppodcast@ambitiouscasual.com. Don't forget, follow Adam and Austin. Their links will be down below. But for the people out there who are also listening on the podcast services, Austin, where can everyone follow you?
Everyone can follow me on Twitch. It's just Austin Murray, my last name, and then baritone, which is my voice type. And then on Instagram, it's Austin Murray .baritone. So there you go.
And Adam?
I am on Twitter and Instagram at time2_vote, which is VOGD. VOGT. Oh my gosh.
You don't even know your last name.
Cut that out. Cut that out.
Time to vote.
Please.
And everything Ambitious Casual, you guys can go on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, at Ambitious Casual. Very simple for y'all. If you guys want to follow me personally, I'm at Rob Michael AC on Twitter, Instagram, and all that kind of stuff. Thanks for listening, guys. Really appreciate it. Until next time, you have yourself a good day.
Bye.